Colby, we saw you pitch a lot, or a decent amount down the stretch last year, along playing positionally. Do you expect to kind of do both this year? Are you preparing to do both again?
Yeah, I'm definitely preparing to do both. It's kind of we've got a deep bullpen, so I'm just gonna try and find a role and just help the team whenever I can.
Colby, I like to ask older guys how your relationship changes with Cliff Godwin over the years and how just your role on the team changes. So how about your growth since you've been here and just, the leader you are now?
Yeah, I've definitely got more comfortable in talking to him, and I feel like I can walk in his door at any time. So I think that definitely comes from getting older and just gaining that kind of respect from him. And it's been hard going into a leader on the field just because talking more and stuff like that, but it's getting better.
Colby, you got the hat on right now. What do you remember most about that run last year that you guys can incorporate into the beginning of the season?
It was kind of we were all playing for each other. There was no individuals at all at any part during that tournament, and I think we've done a good job this fall of kind of playing together and not as individuals. So I think that's the main part of the success that we had towards the end.
Colby, now that you've been here a few years, can you talk about the culture that Coach has built here at East Carolina?
Yeah, I mean that's all we're about is culture. Getting the relationships with the coaches, with the players, and I think we kind of struggled with it last year, but we got a lot of guys back this year, and I think they understand that the culture that we expect every single day, and I think that's how we grow on the field and off the field is through the culture.
Last year at the plate, we really saw your power come through a little bit more, and just do you think there's another level for you, and kind of what led to that last year?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there is. I'm always trying to grow, but I think just I wasn't trying to do too much when I was hitting good, and I kind of think that's what kind of led to that is I wasn't trying to hit home runs. It just kind of came.
What's Coach Gotro brought to the team, to the hitters?
He's brought a lot. He's brought a lot of knowledge. I've hit with him a lot, and he really knows what he's talking about, and I trust him and everything he asked me to do. So I think he's built a good relationship with everybody as far as the hitters and being able to go to him and talk to him and hit with him any time of the day.
Colby, just being a two-way guy, you have to obviously split time between working on hitting and pitching. Do you found that now being so experienced in college baseball, you've figured out a better routine for how to split your time between the two things?
Yeah, definitely. At the beginning, I was kind of just throwing when I could, but I think I found a better routine. Me and Boucher kind of do the same thing, and it's kind of like throwing with position players and going no throw and just kind of balancing and throwing the bullpens when I can, and I kind of built a better routine this year.
You talked about culture, Irby talked about culture. There are a lot of new guys in the program. Obviously, you guys have a great culture here. What do you say to the new guys, and how do you kind of bring them along, whether they're a transfer or a young guy, to play Pirate baseball?
The younger guys being able to talk to the older guys, them not being scared to ask questions, and not being scared to fail on the field, I think is a huge part, is what determines a younger player's success. Is when they're not afraid to fail, they do a lot better. And I think I think them being able to talk to us is the best part.
Colby, a couple of new infielders coming in, and Carlos and Lashley. What have you seen from those guys in particular? How well they can pick it and how they're communicating in the infield?
Yeah, we've got a lot of good infielders, and I think it's a good thing because we have injuries throughout the season, and I think having that depth in the infield is great. I mean, they both show that they can really play, and I think it's just great that we have these many great players on the infield.
Thanks, Colby. Appreciate it.